Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Dylan. This is my new channel, Artemis Starlight. It's not really new, I'm just finally filming stuff. So I am a huge reader. I love to read, and I've been meaning to start a booktube channel for a really long time. And I'm finally getting around to filming stuff, and my first video that I want to do is a fall TBR. So basically, what that means is just I'm super bad at sticking to actual TBRs for like a month or so, or like a readathon. I always want to change reading. I'm a super big mood reader. The only time I've actually stuck to a TBR relatively well was the Bookemon Batchathon in May, which was reading 15 books. Or at least I strive to complete all the challenges and do 15 books in 30 days or 31 days for the entire month, and it was a lot. Um, but I saw that from Olivia Reads a Latte in one of her most recent reading vlogs, at least when I'm filming this, she said she wants to film a fall TBR, which I thought was a great idea. So basically, what I'm going to do is share some books. I think I have 7 that I want to read sometime during the fall that I'm looking forward to reading. And then some comics because I'm a very big comic reader. I was actually president of the comic book club at my college for 2 years, and I really want to go back into reading comics, and I'm hoping this fall will be the time for that. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first book that I have is Neverweld Wake by Marisha Pessel, and this book is like a mystery thriller. I actually have a copy of it. It's about, I think, like a girl's boyfriend dies and she has to figure out what to do after that. I'm not entirely sure what happens. I feel like this kind of book is really good to go in blind, and I know a little bit of like the actual plot because of uh, another booktuber at some point that I watched that like it went really in depth with the plot that's not like part of the synopsis. Uh, so I know a little bit more, but I don't want to share that. Just because again, I feel like it's a really good book to just jump into blind, and I got it like a year ago, or yeah, just about a year ago in like September, and I haven't touched it yet, and I really want to get around to it and read it. I think it'll be a really nice book to read when it's chiller, like cooler and chilly out, and just like a nice like, I don't know if thriller's the right word, but definitely like a very chilly vibe to it and very mysterious. So the next book I want to read is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. So for a little context, last year my girlfriend and I were a bit long distance, and to make up for that, we weren't able to see each other as often as we'd like to. We decided to have a book club together. So we'd read a book together, and then at the end of the month, we would talk about it together. And this has been on the list for a while, The Haunting of Hill House, especially when the Netflix show came out, and I absolutely loved the adaptation. And I'm really interested in reading the original book. So I think I'm gonna make this like our September or October pick. Both read it, talk about it. Um, it's about it's a classic horror book, classic thriller, where it's just a family moves into this house and the house itself is haunted, I believe. And I really want to read it. I might actually choose to read it for the second round of the Pokemon Batchathon, depending on what the prompts are, because I have no clue how it's gonna run. But I'm very excited to read it. I keep on pushing it off. Again, I've been pushing it off for another like year again, but I think it's gonna be a really fun pick. So the next book I want to read is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, I believe. I am looking at my bullet journal spread for all the books I want to read for my fall TBR, and I didn't write any of the authors down. So we're just going. But this book is, I believe it's the Nebula Award winner. No, it's the. Let me check. No, okay, so it's the Hugo Award winner, which is a book award given to, I believe, specifically sci-fi and fantasy books. And the fifth season received the Hugo Award for Best Novel in 2016, and actually the entire trilogy received the Hugo Award for Best Novel each following year. So I'm determined to read them because it's given such a prestigious honor, and I believe an author has never received the Hugo Award that many times in a row. So I don't know much. I'm pretty sure it's like apocalyptic setting. I think environmental stuff. And I'm so into that. I love environmental, like, apocalypse stuff. I love when, like, diseases are taking over the world and shit. And that is so my jam, and I've been meaning to read this again for a while, and I really want to sit down and read it. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it, and I just want to treat myself like that. So that's next. The next book that I want to read is Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero, and I somehow discovered this book last October, and I didn't get to read it because I was going to get it through Libby on Overdrive, and the hold were so ridiculous because it was published in 2017, and I guess like the hype just ended up, or maybe I did try and read it 2 years ago. Who knows? That might be right, and it just came out. But basically it's Scooby-Doo. Like, literally, you can tell by the title, it's entirely inspired by Scooby-Doo, where a gang of people are trying to, like, uncover a new mystery after their gang split up in the 70s, and it's now 1990. And it just sounds so fun, but it's, like, a horror novel. And I think it'll be a perfect novel to read this October, specifically, and definitely, like, mid-fall. And I'm really excited to read it. The last book on my TBR is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This, I believe, is a debut novel. It just came out last month, and it's a retelling of... what the fuck is it? Oh my gosh. Lord of the Flies. That's it. I read Lord of the Flies for my Pokemon Batchathon, and I hated it. I constantly fell asleep through it. I was listening to the audiobook, and I despised it. But this sounds really interesting, where it's girls that are dropped onto an island, and there's they go to school on an island, and there's, like, I think a disease that's, like, killing them off or making them all really sick, and then other paranormal elements, and it's, like, a lot of tropes that I'm super into all mixed together. It's also supposed to be really hard, great queer rep, which I'm always here for, and I really wanted to get to this. I was hesitant at first, but I think I'll definitely be in the mood now, especially because people are saying it's so good, and the book cover looks so good, y'all. So yeah, those are all the novels that I really plan on getting to read this next season, because fall is the best season, in my opinion. I'm already wearing my hoodie because I love fall, even though it's literally like the middle of summer and it's hot. So there you have it. That's my TBR for this fall, and those are all the books that I really plan on getting to this fall season. I'm definitely going to be reading more, but since I participated in the Pokemon Badgeton in May, I read way more than I usually do and really pushed myself to read that much. So my reading has been taking a bit of a slump, and I'm slowly getting back into it, but at the same time, not really. My reading has been very lax, so I, for 3 months, just want to say, hey, I just want to read these. And they're books that I'm interested in. I may not get to all of them because, again, I am a huge mood reader, and I may push them off just because I'm like, oh, I want to read this instead, or like, no, I'm not in the mood for that. But these are the books that I really want to get to this fall, and tell me down in the comments if you've read them, what books you want to read this fall, and just, yeah. So yeah, I'll be making some more videos soon, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!